Hello and welcome. On behalf of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Convention and Visitors Bureau, I would like to welcome our travel advisors and presenting partners to today's live and on location webisode featuring Ultra-Luxe Greater Fort Lauderdale. We are wrapping season 2 with this segment, but happy to share we have added a special holiday feature showcasing extended stays and boutique properties scheduled for December 9th. So mark your calendars now and plan to join us. Also note that today's episode is being recorded, as all 7 of our previous episodes have, which you will find on our website at sunny.org/travel-trade. My name is Tracy Vaughan. I am the Senior VP of Global Sales and Marketing at Visit Lauderdale. For the first time, I am thrilled to be reporting on location from 321 at Water's Edge. Check out this view behind me. I hope you can see how beautiful it is here. So excited to be here. Unfortunately, this is not my home, but it could be your Ultra-Luxe clients, perhaps. We will be hearing more about this brand new gorgeous waterfront property right here in the heart of Fort Lauderdale Beach shortly. But before we do, let me introduce my team, Caitlin Etchevers and Gabriel Martinez, who are your go-to for planning your client's perfect Greater Fort Lauderdale vacation, whether ultra-luxe, family, couples, or budget, you name it, they've got trip ideas to help you sell Greater Fort Lauderdale. And today they are working behind the scenes, managing the chats and all things technology for this presentation. Speaking of tech, Gabe, can you please review a few of the housekeeping notes to help make this the best live and on location virtual experience for our advisors?
Absolutely. Thank you, Tracy. Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us again. I have a message already from Brian Watson saying that he loves these webinars. So we have some folks that have been following along. So you will know what I'm about to say. So this is a reminder for you if you're new to the webinar. First of all, we want you to immerse yourself as much as possible on what our partners are showing. There's going to be a PowerPoint presentation at along the presentation, along the webinar, but you've seen plenty of those. We want you to see 321. We want you to see the yachts. We want you to see the kitchen where Chefs is located right now. So here's what we're going to do. In your display, in your screen right now, you have at the top, you have the cameras of everybody who is staring at you and waving at you. And then underneath you have yeah, thank you for that. We practice that a lot. So, and then you have the PowerPoint presentation. In between those two, there's a thickish gray line. If you go to the middle of that gray line and drag it up and down, you'll see how the screens get bigger and the presentation smaller. That's what we want you to do. We want you to make the screen of the presenters as big as possible, because that's where the real appeal of this presentation will be. It's the views, is what's in the background. So play around with that, click and drag it, and see. And also above that line, you will see an icon that probably says everyone right now. It says everyone. There's a little drop-down menu. If you click on that little arrow, it'll open a drop-down menu, and you can select something that is called view who's talking. So that will bring that camera, that presenter full screen, and you should be able to get a much better view. A couple more things about housekeeping is we have handouts. You can download those, take with you. Those are only available for those of you who joined us live. This webinar is recorded, yes, but the handouts will not be available afterwards. So make sure you get those. There will be a Q&A session at the end, and perhaps a surprise or two. And then also we're going to put up some polls. Don't be shy, they're anonymous, but we want you to participate in them. So that's coming up in a few minutes. So that's it for housekeeping. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabe. All right, so let's get started. When you think Ultra-Luxe in South Florida, you may think of our neighbors to the south, Miami-Dade, or perhaps to the north, Palm Beach. But know that Greater Fort Lauderdale has evolved in recent years and certainly has its own unique brand of Ultra-Luxe that might surprise you and will sure to delight your clients. In keeping with our presentation framework of stay, play, and dine, I'd like to give a big welcome to our partners who you'll be hearing from today. Angela Ippolito from 321 Water's Edge, Bob Landis from Denison Yachts, and Chef Chris from TRP Private Tasting Room. But first, let's start with some good news. The 61st Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show just recently occurred late October, early November. By all accounts, it was a huge success as the organizers showcased a safety-first boat show experience with show enhancements and safe and clean guidelines. This 5-day event is the largest in-water boat show in the world. And though it was scaled down, with boat sales in the US setting new records since March this year, many of the show exhibitors reported it was one of the best shows for sales, buyers, and new prospects. And with more than 500 boats in water, 50 plus super yachts on display, and more than 20 boats making their world debuts, we don't think anyone left disappointed. Knowing that we are host to the largest in-water boat show in the world, it is probably no surprise to you that Greater Fort Lauderdale is the yachting capital of the world. Boating and the recreational marine industry are so important to Greater Fort Lauderdale. In fact, this industry is equally important to the destination in terms of being an economic driver, as is the tourism industry. They go hand in hand, and it truly is the catalyst for our ultra-luxe travel business. The client tapping into the boating opportunities here demands luxurious accommodations, enhanced cultural and play offerings, as well as a vibrant and unique culinary scene. Greater Fort Lauderdale is also known as the Venice of America, again, hand in hand. This nickname is an homage to the 300 miles of navigable waterways that run throughout Greater Fort Lauderdale, 165 which run directly through the city of Fort Lauderdale, which you can see behind me. This is actually the intracoastal. These intricate waterways, along with our 23-mile long pristine Atlantic Ocean shoreline to the east, and the Everglades, also known as the River of Grass, to the west, have shaped the lifestyle, culture, and enterprise in Greater Fort Lauderdale for our residents and our tourists alike. Let's talk about getting your ultra-luxe clients here, assuming they've left their boat at home. We recommend FXE, the Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. This general aviation airport services private aircraft and small aircraft charter operations. It is very conveniently located in just north of downtown Fort Lauderdale, very central throughout the county, and is actually the 4th busiest general aviation airport in the country, with approximately 500,000 visitors a year. It is served by 4 fixed-based operators and 14 charter companies. So consider FXE the next time you're booking your luxury clients, as it is the preferred South Florida destination for private air travel. So once your clients are here, they'll need to consider how they'll get around the destination. We recommend you suggest they visit the Experience Home Group, owners of Ferrari, Maserati, and Alfa Romeo of Fort Lauderdale. They offer personalized service from private luxury vehicle viewings, hands-on test drives, to future vehicle service with door-to-door delivery. Their recently renovated campus is an impressive 79,000 square feet with a collection of the most sought-after exotics on the market. So once they've got their wheels, now they need to go where they're going to stay. So I would like to introduce Angela Ippolito here to tell us more about 321 Water's Edge.
Hi, everyone. My name is Angela Ippolito, and thank you so much for joining us today at 321 at Water's Edge in beautiful Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 321 at Water's Edge is a boutique luxury condominium consisting of only 23 exclusive residences situated in North Beach and only steps from the sands of the Atlantic Ocean. All residences range from 2,600 square feet to upwards of 3,800 square feet and are priced starting at $2.3 million. We are directly situated on the widest stretch of the Intracoastal Waterway with residence views in every direction, as you can see behind me. Downtown Fort Lauderdale is shown behind me as well, offering sparkling city views and to die for sunsets every night of the week. Our luxury tower offers private amenities that include a 6,000 square foot lobby, which is designed by internationally known design firm Interiors by Stephen G, and includes a full service concierge front desk. We offer 24-hour valet service, an on-site property manager, and the amenities include a private wine lounge, community Skyview Terrace, which is spectacular at night and especially for watching the sunset, intercoastal waterfront pool and jacuzzi, a 2,400 square foot ocean view fitness center, a private dog park for residents, and we also offer 4 yacht-sized boat slips that accommodate up to a 70-foot yacht. Right now, we're actually in Residence 803, and this is our Caribbean model, which is priced at $3.78. This residence is a 3-bedroom residence, and it is sold fully finished and furnished, and has upwards of 3,429 total interior square feet with a 1,000 square foot balcony, which is absolutely spectacular. All of our residences offer flow-through floor plans with views of both the Intracoastal Waterway and Atlantic Ocean. We also have in our residences all floor-to-ceiling sliding glass doors, private entrances and foyers, top-notch Gagano appliances with a 70-bottle wine tower, custom Italian cabinetry, hands-grown fixtures, spa-inspired bathrooms with quartz countertops, and the list goes on and on. Our units are absolutely beautiful. If you'd like to tour in person, our model residences are open. We're open 7 days a week. We have an on-site sales staff that's available to you 7 days a week. If you'd like to come for a tour, we'd be happy to have you. Please bring your clients. We'd be happy to accommodate you at any time. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Angela. So we want to hear from you because we want to understand what you're selling in the Luxe market. So I'm asking Gabe to share a poll now. Take a couple of seconds here and review what type of ultra-luxe travel do you mostly sell. Please respond. Gabe will have the responses in a moment and we'll share those with us.
Responses are coming in. About half of you have voted, so please keep voting. Vote early, vote often. Is that what they say? All right. And we have suites. So, yes, suites and 5-star properties might be the highest selling item on that list.
Very interesting. Well, we appreciate all of you for taking that quick poll. We want to move on now to, you've got folks settled here and where are they going to go play? I would like to introduce you to Bob Landis with Denison Yachts, and I think he's out on his yacht. Bob.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
So I am live on a boat here in Fort Lauderdale, and my name is Bob Denison, and I get the honor to talk to you about why coming to Fort Lauderdale is so cool on a boat. I'm a local kid, so it's a big deal for me, and we consider our industry to be kind of important in terms of like economic impact and overall attracting people to the area. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how day chartering works, which is basically going out on a boat and spending either a half a day or a full day out on the water in Fort Lauderdale. Also, be able to answer any questions about things like commissions, term charters, which is basically a full week, and any other sort of miscellaneous stuff like that. I am right now on a 50-foot motor yacht, and I was upstairs, and I'm going to take you guys up there really soon, but it was really, really, really windy out. But Fort Lauderdale is behind me and around me, and at the end I'm going to go up there just so you guys actually know I'm on a boat and this isn't like a green screen behind me. The charter part of the business is not so much what some people think. My friends and family that are outside the industry sometimes think it's basically just renting a little boat for the day and being your own captain or going out fishing. While those things are very cool, the sort of luxe charter that I'm talking about is a fully crew charter. What that means is you'll have a captain, many times a stewardess, and it's essentially people that know where to go, kind of how to have fun, and you don't have to worry about any of the hassles of things like tying lines. You can day drink and not get in trouble, and all of that stuff. It does come with options like a chef, which can have a fully catered breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and all various kinds of toys and fun things to do throughout the day, like jet skis, wave runners, little sailboats, anything and everything that you can think of to make being on the water fun. So I have been asked to describe a few of the things that people do here in Fort Lauderdale. Again, sometimes our neighbors to the north and south of us claim to be the coolest place to go out in a boat. I am determined to crush that misconception. So I've written down 10 things, and these things are all things I've actually done before here in Fort Lauderdale. And the first thing is going to the sandbar. A lot of people do that here in Fort Lauderdale. It's sort of a local thing to do, but you can go out on a boat. There's a community of people that hang out together on the sandbar, and it's a really safe, convenient place to jump in the water. Even today in the social distancing environment that we live in, it's a safe way. There's always distance between the boats, and it is a really, really cool way to spend a Saturday or Sunday, or for that matter, a Tuesday. That is definitely more in the 40 to actually 30, 40, 50 foot boats. You don't want to go too much bigger, but it is a really, really great time. The second thing is to eat. Fort Lauderdale is unique. You guys just heard it described as the Venice of Americas. It is just full of waterfront homes, of course, but also waterfront restaurants. I should have confirmed this before I came on, but I'm pretty sure, so I'm just going to say it, and I'm going to say it with conviction. I believe Fort Lauderdale to be home to the largest number of restaurants that you can pull up a boat to. One of my favorite places is called the Boatyard, and there you can not only pull up with your boat, but you would have the option of ordering takeout, which is a really cool experience, or dining in. And a place like the Boatyard is a really good spot for the best fish in town and a really good environment to just sort of like immerse yourself with the locals. And you'll look really cool. When you arrive on the boat, everybody will think you're awesome, or your clients are awesome. The third thing is a cruise down the New River. And the New River is basically the connecting point between Port Everglades and the Intercoastal. And the New River came out of nowhere a few hundred years ago, and the Indians were like, what the heck is that? It was an underground spring that just kind of came up, and so they called it the New River. And it is a really, really neat way to cruise, especially at sunset with a glass of wine or an entire bottle, and just explore the mansions and kind of just check out our city from a water point of view. One of the neatest things about doing that is actually encountering our favorite water mammals known as manatees. They are around, and really neat to just see them and kind of like, I wouldn't say follow them. Actually, yeah, you just follow them around and take pictures. Great Instagram content. Fourth thing is History Fort Lauderdale is one of my favorite Fort Lauderdale organizations. And if you want to, many times they will actually come along as a tour guide and kind of point out really, really neat points of Fort Lauderdale and the historic impact on our city. The fifth thing is Port Everglades. We just passed it. Port Everglades is one of the largest ports in the southeast, and it's a really neat way to see giant, big ships and big, cargo ships and container ships come in and out. It kind of gives you that like sense of commerce that is here in Fort Lauderdale. The sixth thing is a super yacht tour. We're the yachting capital of the world. It really is true. There's more super yachts here than anywhere else in the world. And if you ever thought like going to the mall and people watching is cool, being on a boat and super yacht watching is even cooler. There's some of the biggest yachts in the world live here, and it's a really neat way to spend an afternoon looking at the yachts, Googling what yacht that is, who owns it, and it's just a really, really neat thing to experience the city that way and also feel kind of poor while you're on a yacht. The seventh thing is to actually go out in the ocean. It is a really close inlet called Port Everglades, and you can actually, depending on the day, get out there really in any size boat and cruise down the beach and have a really, really good time with sort of the hair in your, or no, not the hair in your wind, but the wind in your hair, and just sort of experience life aboard going fast. And you can actually get really cool views of the skyline in downtown as you do that. The 8th thing is kind of related. Sometimes boaters will actually tie up to what's called a mooring ball, which is basically a place to anchor that's really close to the beach. And you can scuba dive there, you can, or not scuba dive, but snorkel there and swim around and just sort of experience beach life from a boat or a yacht. It's a really fun thing to do. And the cool news about Fort Lauderdale, there's no sharks here. I mean, there probably is, but nobody ever gets bit here. And if this is being recorded and somebody does get attacked by a shark, please erase this part. But I've never heard of anybody actually getting eaten by a shark here, or even bitten. It's just, for some reason, the way that the beach is here, there's not a lot of shark activity, and so you can jump in the water there and feel really safe. I hope I'm not jinxing us. Number 9 is Bimini for the day. One of the cool things about Fort Lauderdale, it's a jumping off point to so many neat parts of the Caribbean, including Bimini. You can actually, in this boat right here, you could get to Bimini in about an hour and a half or 2 hours and just sort of be in a whole new world and come back. A lot of people will do day trips, and Fort Lauderdale is sort of the epicenter for what's cool, what's around us, and people love doing that. The last thing is doing nothing and just day drinking. So I love doing that, where you can actually be on a boat with no agenda and just sort of lose track of time and just hang out with the people around you, listen to great music. And one of my favorite parts about being on a boat, especially if you have parents, it's one of those places where your kids lose track of their phone, lose track of their iPads, and just kind of like will be around you and the environment, the water, and just conversation and all that stuff. So the do nothing cruise / day drinking is really good. Lee here who is helping me out. He has a bottle of rosé, and I don't think this is going to be that exciting, but he's just going to open it behind me just so you can see what day drinking is like in Fort Lauderdale on a boat. Go ahead, Lee. This is rosé. I think this could end badly. Please don't pop your...
I am included with all charters.
Yeah, he is included with all charters, ladies. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. So he's actually going to pour that, and I am going to take a sip of it so that I can say I drank today. My wife will love that. And that is sort of being on a boat in Fort Lauderdale. There's a lot of other things that you can do, and very, very much our industry is equipped and geared to work with concierge services, travel agents, anybody that puts people here. We have a commitment to make you look good, and there is also commissions and all that kind of stuff. Here is rosé. It's pretty good stuff too. So cheers to Fort Lauderdale. Cheers to you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit of time, and I'll be available for questions and answers at the end. It's actually
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob. Well, that was amazing.
See you guys.
All things you ever needed to know about Fort Lauderdale. We appreciate that. And by the way, apologies, I said your last name wrong. It's Denison. I think we can erase that as well. And just want to check, Bob, if by chance you can bring that boat over to 321 Water's Edge for some day drinking here.
It's pretty close. We might do that.
All right, well, cheers. All right, so now we talked a little bit about dining, dock and dining, or catch and cook. So we want to now introduce our chef, Chef Chris from TRP Taste. Chris, are we there? Chef, there we are.
Hello. How are you today?
Good, good. Tell us more special.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
So what we do over here at TRP Taste, as you can see in the presentation below, our resident chef, executive chef is Chef Lindsay. I'm filling in for her. She is on vacation right now. She just got engaged, so we're giving her the weekend off, and I'm filling in for her. What we do over at TRP Taste is offer immersive dinners. We have a 26-seat private facility where you can either work with the chef and completely customize a dinner, or just like you would charter a boat, just let the captain, take you for a ride. You're able to let the chef just go ahead and completely customize a dinner for you. If you're feeling adventurous, you can be surprised the night of. What we do over here is we have a rooftop bar upstairs called Rooftop. We have a fantastic mixology program. Our head mixologist, Tony, He's also the general manager of the entire facility. Comes down. They will make cocktails for you with all the showmanship that you would have up at the bar. And we have a big table. We seat 13 people at the table and 14 people at the counter. You get to interact with the chef. If you are bringing a group on a boat, it's a great way for you to come in and have an entire room for yourself. Also, Bob from Denison Yachts also mentioned that we do have our sister property, Boatyard, where it's one of the few places that, well, one of the many places, one of the few places we have in Fort Lauderdale that you can just pull up and dock and dine. Make a reservation ahead. They'll have a beautiful table, a nice ensemble waiting for you. And that's, I mean, you can't get bitten by a shark in here, but you may be able to bite a shark in here if you catch one and bring it to us. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Chef Chris.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to elaborate a little bit about what Bob and Chris are talking about. And as you can tell, our water culture here really is involved in everything you're going to come and see and do. It truly, truly is. I think Bob mentioned about just, you can spend a day looking at the super yachts and just touring around, and it's really fun to be on a waterway and see the homes from the backyard. And then you can go out and you could perhaps go biking or something and see the homes from the front. So it's a really interesting way, it's like, to explore a city. Like, very few places have that opportunity. So, all right, so we want to carry on and talk about one of our newest properties that's in the process of being built at the moment. So it's the Four Seasons Hotel and Private Residences, Fort Lauderdale. This is certainly an exciting addition to our luxury hotel collection here in Greater Fort Lauderdale. This oceanfront 5-star property is quickly taking shape and has an anticipated opening date of 2021. You can follow its progress on their webcam at the Four Seasons Hotel Fort Lauderdale. It's really interesting to see. The 22-story hotel and condo development will include 148 guest rooms, plus 41 hotel residences in the rental program. The hotel residences will range in size from 1 to 4 bedrooms, which each offering expansive living space, private outdoor terraces with views of the Atlantic Ocean and the Intracoastal. The hotel will also offer an array of amenities, including a state-of-the-art fitness center, 2 pools with luxury cabanas, beach butler service, who doesn't love beach butler service, signature Four Seasons spa, and yachting services. And for pet lovers, pets will have their very own pet concierge and on-call veterinarian. The building is actually topping off this quarter, and again, occupancy is scheduled for 2021. So we're thrilled about the addition of this. And after seeing the poll, I suspect a lot of you will be wanting to book this particular hotel with the residences as an option. All right, so I'm going to now turn it over to Caitlin. She has some news to share as well. Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate it. Yes, so exciting to see some of these new properties being built in beautiful Greater Fort Lauderdale. We do, of course, have some other wonderful resorts and high-end luxury resorts. If you do need more information, please feel free to reach out to Gabe or I, and we can guide you in the right direction. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that you are familiar with our recently released Shaping the Recovery video. And this was released about just a couple weeks ago, and it talks about travel during the COVID times, right? And it follows kind of the visitor's experience through the airport, the cruise port, restaurants, hotels, going out on the intercoastal waterways. We didn't get to go on Bob's yacht, but we went out on the water taxi, and it followed that visitor's experience. So if you are interested in viewing that, you can find it on the website located right there. You can also find it on our Travel Agent Academy as well. We encourage that you view that, or if you have any apprehensive travelers or clients, they can certainly access it as well to kind of put their mind at ease. And this is our Safe and Clean pledge. Of course, we have put this together to ensure the safety of all of our visitors. And you can find on our website right there on the sunny.org/pledge and you can find all of the businesses that have taken this important pledge. So hotels, restaurants, attraction partners. It's very important that you can look those up and make sure that where you're sending your clients have taken those pledge to ensure safety and cleanliness for all. And then next, we have our Travel Agent Academy, which I just mentioned. This is available through our website as well. You can access this and view that video that I mentioned, get just overall more familiarity about how to offer and what to sell in Greater Fort Lauderdale. When you graduate, you do receive continuing education credits. You will also receive access to our private Facebook group, which we manage, and we put lots of insider photos and tips and things like that in there. So make sure that you can gain access to that private Facebook group by graduating from our Travel Agent Academy course. It shouldn't take you long at all, especially if you're listening to one of these webinars. You're gonna whiz right through that. And then we also created this Junior Ambassador program. We do mention this through every webinar, but we want to make sure that we get all those little ones out there educated on everything Greater Fort Lauderdale and ensure that we instill the love of travel and curiosity right now at a young age. We have elementary courses and middle school age courses available, and they can take the lessons on science, civics, things like that, but all related to everything in Greater Fort Lauderdale. And they can get little badges, they'll get a certificate in the mail, and it's just a fun, creative way to learn at home. Okay, so that is available on our website, and you'll find the same area on sunny.org/travel trade. You'll find access to our virtual webinar series. So as Tracy mentioned, this is the last episode of season 2. So you can find all season 1 and the previous episodes of season 2 located on the sunny.org area. It's also on YouTube. And you can register as well for our special feature coming up in December on boutique properties and extended stay. And then in January, we're going to start with season 3. We've got lots more to cover in our Stay, Play, and Dine series that we've created for you. So we've got some hot topics. Make sure you take our survey at the end so that you can leave any ideas that you have of future content. If there's something that we haven't covered yet, please make sure that you put your input in there so that we can make sure we have it on one of our upcoming series. And last but not least, we want to make sure that you follow us on Leisure Lauderdale and Visit Lauderdale. So Visit Lauderdale is our commercial page, right? So that's where the consumers go on Facebook, Instagram, and see beautiful imagery and just kind of instill that love of travel there as well. Get everybody wanting to come out to visit us in Greater Fort Lauderdale. But Leisure Lauderdale is the insider's access to us, right? So we manage this. We put, what our next coming webinar is going to be, any trends that we see, and just certain things that we want to share with you. If we go out and visit a new property being built or something like that, we'll try to share some pictures on there and just be engaged with you. So if you have any questions, you want to follow on, certainly like and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for Leisure Lauderdale. So I think that is it for me. I'm going to pass the baton over to my colleague, Gabe, who's going to read some questions, maybe if we have any questions, and then maybe go into some prizes at the end.
All right, we do. Excellent episode. I love everything. I hope you all have had the chance to play with your screens and seen everything, because I've been enjoying it so much. And I hope it really showed through that something that Bob said. We have experiences and things to do here that really make you put your phone down, and there's nothing better than that when we travel, right? That connection. So we do have some questions, and
Okay.
Yes,
can we ask our presenters to come back up so we can see them?
Yeah, great, because the first question I think applies to everyone, and so perhaps we can start with the team at 3, 2, 1, and then we'll toss it to Bob and then to Chef Chris. And it is what has changed in your operations, in your experience, in terms of safety, cleanliness, COVID prevention, that kind of thing. So if the 3, 2, 1 team can start, and then we'll go to Denison Yachts and then to TRP.
Gabe, she stepped out for a minute, so can we make the next question? And she's stepping back in here in just a second. Okay, I'll let you know when she is. But let's take the question for the Denison Yachts.
Yeah. So Bob, if you want to take that, start with that.
Yeah, sure thing. So good question. A few things have changed. Mainly, demand has gone way up. There's a lot more people in the social distancing environment that are looking for safe things to do kind of together as a family unit, and boating and yachting is one of those things. We developed this, we're very proud of ourselves. We call it saltwater distancing. Amazing, right? And we very much are kind of managing a higher demand. The other thing that we're doing is it's just common sense stuff. You know, before and after anybody charters a boat, the boat is deep cleaned, the crew is tested, temp checks, all that stuff, just as if we were operating a restaurant or a hotel, so that we can just create a very safe platform for people to come out in the water on.
Great, thank you. Chef Chris?
Well, the good news is we did not have to do many other different things other than what we were doing before, just adding social distancing. The masks, of course, are a new thing. We, of course, have to, follow seating protocols. Everything, the amount of people we can put into a room is limited, and restrictions on private dining, as long as the group are all together, have been, brought into play. But honestly, I feel safer at work than I do at the supermarket. So everything that we've been doing has, already been in our protocol, but we're able to, bring just a heightened level of security in there.
That's great, and I think that's a great point for those of you folks who are connected, who are sellers of travel. What our partners are explaining right now is pretty much standard across the destination. You'll see it heightened cleaning protocols, and the distancing and all that stuff. It sort of applies everywhere. So again, your clients can feel absolutely safe to be here. Chef Chris, a couple of things for you. Some folks wanted to know where the Taste facility is. And then what does TRP stand for?
TRP has a double entendre. It is actually means the restaurant people, and it is also the initials of our CEO and one of our founding partners. I can't say anymore. We are located right on the corner of Las Olas and Andrews. So if you know where the Fort Lauderdale Art Museum is, right in the heart of downtown. We have Hyzenga Park across from us. We are located in a very historic building over here, and conveniently down from, Las Olas is right there. So downtown Las Olas is right there. We have a couple water taxi stops right around from us. So people that are, pulling in, if they ever want one of those guided tours, we happen to be on several of those stops.
That's great. And of course, the Riverwalk runs right a couple blocks from you, all that.
Right beyond my computer screen. I'm looking at it right now.
Fantastic. There was a question for Denison Yachts. And I think you mentioned it, but do you offer boats, charters, and rentals without crew?
So we don't, but a lot of people do. And if anybody had questions on that, we'd be more than happy to connect them with some of our friends and partners that do that. But the charters that we do are fully crewed. But there are about 10 different companies that'll offer that kind of experience where you can take a boat out yourself, and I'd be happy to pass that along.
I have another question. This might be for you as well. I'm not sure how to read it, so bear with me. But it's asking about I think about the process of chartering one of your boats. How do you sign a contract? How far in advance? Deposits? When do you need full payment? Then how do you work with commissions? All that.
That's a good question. So we have standard association contracts that are really easy to use and very fair, and those can be signed digitally. Most of the time, charters are booked at least weeks or months in advance. It doesn't mean it has to be that way, but to kind of like reserve a good, especially the weekend days go pretty quick. To do that, we recommend doing that in advance, but you can always try. You can many times get lucky with the last minute cancellation, so don't be shy. And the process is very simple, very much like renting a villa or a house in terms of deposit. Very rarely do we ever have issues with that because it's fully crewed. Just very rarely is there any kind of a problem with the deposit. one of the most common questions we get is what happens if it rains? And there's always, because it does happen in Fort Lauderdale on occasion, there's ways to either delay the charter to the next day, or if that doesn't work, they get their money back. But all that stuff is sort of addressed in the contract. And if anybody did want to explore that, you just call our main number or charter@denisonyachting.com. And just as a ballpark, by the way, I don't think I mentioned it, to charter about a 50-foot kind of late model, cool looking boat for the day, fully crewed with food and all that stuff, is around $3,000. It can be up or down 10-15% off of that, depending on availability and the type of boat.
And actually, let me take this opportunity, Chef Chris. What's your process?
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. The most relevant thing is commissions on that is 5% of the booking would go to the referring agent.
Excellent. Thank you. Chef Chris, what's the process for especially for the private dining setting? I imagine somebody has to contact you. You have to work one-on-one with that client to design the menu, talk about ingredients, themes, all that stuff. How does that work with you all in that?
Well, we can actually, we have an events team that handles all the scheduling for our bookings over here. They can reach out to us at either trptaste.com. We also use a website. If you ever want to reserve space in our upstairs venue, Rooftop, you just go to, was it Rooftop at 1WLO? Yeah, Rooftop at 1WLO, which is 1 West Las Olas.com. Either of those sites will direct you to our booking. And then once you talk to, if you want to do TRP Taste, you talk to our events team. They will offer you everything you need to know. If you ever need a private chef consultation, they will definitely connect you with the chef on site, and we'll take it from there.
Lastly, this is the last question that's come in, and perhaps both gentlemen can also answer it, but it has to do with timing. So for example, on the yachting side, a half day versus a full day rental or charter versus a day at Bimini. What are your departure times when you schedule it that way? And then for the chef, is this something that could be brunch, lunch, dinner, breakfast, anything like that? I'll let Bob take it first, and then we'll pass it on to Chef Chris.
Yes, so the cool thing about day chartering at this level, at the luxury level, is it's totally customizable. So there's not like a planned ferry service type of a thing. If you want to get off to a late start because you know you're going out really late and hard the night before, or if you want to get up really early, it's totally depending on the party and totally what they want to do. It could be 10 hours, it could be 3 hours. The fees do get lower kind of per hour if you want to price it that way by doing a full day, just for staging and all the hassle of going through setting up the boat. So it's usually cost effective to do a full day, but we have done 2 to 3 hour cruises, and the timing is 100% flexible, whatever your client wants.
Chef Chris, in terms of time of day, time of service, you guys completely open, flexible as well?
We are totally open. We have done brunch parties, lunch parties, dinner parties. A majority of our requests are for, nighttime parties, but we do things in Taste and Rooftop, both up and down, all throughout. What we do ask, though, is because since the place only opens for you, we just ask that things are booked 72 hours in advance at the very least, because we are procuring the product just for that specific party. There's no other restaurant that's open other than so, but we're extremely flexible. We're always eager to accommodate. We do happen to have, 2 dinners coming up here just to relaunch our things. So I don't have the exact dates, but they can be seen. If somebody wants to get it on the website, they can see the things that we're offering coming up and give them a good idea of things that we've done in the past and what we have to offer.
Excellent. I think this great for you folks that sell to this clientele. You've heard that the key here is customization, personalization, and these folks can do it. So those are all the questions we have.
And Gabe, Angela's back. If you want to rephrase or the first question that you had, she can answer that now, okay?
Yeah, the question, Angela, was about changes that, well, there's 2 questions for your property. One is if you have some units available as rentals, short-term rentals, and then 2 is what types of changes should one expect in terms of cleanliness, safety, COVID prevention on the property?
Sure, sure. We don't have any short-term rentals at this time, but we do have move-in ready residences. So they're immediate move-in, fully finished as I described, and we do have the fully furnished residences also for out-of-town clients that want to move down without having to worry about, hiring an interior designer, et cetera. As far as our security protocol, all guests that arrive via our lobby are temperature checked. We require masks throughout. As far as sales and seeing the models, we ask that people book a private appointment. So it's just kind of a one-on-one with our in-house sales staff. And of course, our sales staff is always masked. The models are cleaned every other day. So we ensure that, all of the models, and they use a certain type of sanitizer, et cetera, in addition to regular cleaning products. So those are just regular safety measures that we're using here. I forgot to mention earlier, also, I wanted to just quickly tell you our website. It's 321island.com. That's where you can go online, have your clients check out our website to see all of the interiors of the models. We have video tours, photography, floor plans that can be downloaded, et cetera. So I just wanted to plug our website, 321island.com. Okay.
321island.com. We got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all our partners. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much. We have no more questions, so maybe we can give away a little something. No? Okay, let's do it. We have, we call it a beach bag, but given this episode, I think it could be a private dining bag or a yachting bag or a private residence bag with a nice plush beach towel and some more swag from Greater Fort Lauderdale. And we have some
The tumblers, don't forget
mugs.
the tumblers to go day
That's right,
drinking.
the tumblers, which you can, or you can put your cold rosé. That's right. That's right.
Very
And
important.
it doesn't have to be rosé. If you want to, if you want to do something else, we can arrange that. So, so here's the question, everybody. We need you to type it into the questions box, and they're all timestamped, so there's no way to rig this election.
Hey.
Careful.
And the question is this: regarding Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport, which your clients will love and use a lot, how many jet charter companies operate out of Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport? Okay. It took a couple tries, but yeah, we got the right answer. Deborah Reinhardt got it right. It's 14 charter operators out of Fort Lauderdale Executive. So, congratulations, Deborah.
Good
All right.
job.
Yes, yes. Well, in closing, I'd like to thank Caitlin and Gabe always for your tech support and for being the best ambassadors here at Greater Fort Lauderdale. I do think Bob is fun to edge in there, but certainly. I want to thank our presenting partners for taking the dare to join us for this virtual episode. Very pleased with it. And a huge shout out to Susan Penrod and Leah Bosco of Susan Penrod PR for all your coordination efforts and time to help produce this webisode. Much appreciated. And we certainly hope for all our advisors that this training was an enjoyable learning experience for you. It was for me, it always is. And that you know a little bit more about our water culture, our playground here, and our fabulous luxury product. So thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on December 9th. Thank you. Bye, all.
Thank you.
Thank you.